This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Illegal open drug use and trafficking will not be tolerated.
We underestimated the scope of this problem.
Trying to tackle drugs and trafficking, the police crack down on high-use hotspots. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Open drug use is not only unacceptable, it's illegal. And now something is being done about it. That's the message from officials today who say police are now targeting people using and selling illicit drugs on the streets. It's all part of a 10-day sweeping blitz in downtown. In the first 2 days, police say officers have had more than 100 interactions with people actively consuming illegal drugs. 25 people have been arrested, one charged with drug trafficking, another with possession. Up to 20 people have been taken to emergency rooms and 3 have been sent to the city's 72-hour detox center. Police say they've heard from the community who are not only frustrated but fearful, but some are critical of this crackdown. We have team coverage tonight, beginning with CBC's Gavin Axelrod.
This is what Winnipeggers can expect to see more in the coming days. Police officers speaking to people about open drug use. It comes after complaints from Winnipeggers seeing it daily on the streets.
Public drug use is occurring in spaces where people live, work, and gather, and it is not something our community should be expected to accept. It affects safety, public health, and overall quality of life, and we must respond.
Police will be targeting downtown, including Portage Avenue and part of Point Douglas north of Higgins. Even police say they were surprised by what they saw.
Some of the stories coming back from our frontline officers as to how widespread this issue is, and we as a service underestimated how problematic this is.
Police have already had over 100 interactions with people using drugs in public. More than 24 arrests have been made. 3 others were taken to the detox center on Disraeli, where people can be held for up to 72 hours. Bauer says the initiative isn't about criminalizing addiction.
So if we seize their drugs, we're not charging them. We could, but we're not. But we are giving them referrals to different agencies so that they can go on a path. Addiction is a health issue. Behind every instance of public drug use is a person, someone who may be dealing with trauma, mental health challenges, or significant hardship.
Winnipeg's mayor says he's seen addiction firsthand. A family member died of an overdose in Saskatchewan.
In my mind, it's moral failure to let people spin unchecked in their addiction on our streets. I feel compassion. I feel we're failing sons and daughters that I look out my window and see every day when we don't intervene in some manner.
The crackdown will last for 10 days, then police say they'll reevaluate from there. Manitoba's Justice Minister also says he supports the police action. Gavin Axelrod, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Police say the blitz is directly related to an overwhelming number of concerns coming from the community. But as Lana Cole reports, some say they're also concerned about what this means for those who use substances.
First responders at a suspected overdose on Main Street. An emergency in an area facing what's been called a toxic drug crisis, one that won't be solved with more policing, says Resource Assistance for Youth Executive Director Kate Schoberg.
Any deterrence in terms of people being approached around their drug use is going to increase their stress. It's going to increase the cases where they're using in a moment where they're trying to hide as opposed to be more safe about it. And so we are very concerned about the increase in danger for people experiencing addictions at this time in Winnipeg.
Winnipeg police say they're hitting specific areas, taking a zero-tolerance approach to open drug use, seizing drugs, and watching for traffickers. Schoberg says she's hearing harm reduction supplies, such as pipes, are also being taken. She worries how that will affect public health.
This is a monumental moment in Manitoba's history. We've declared a public health crisis on HIV, and yesterday made everyone less safe in the province.
Police say they're referring people to supports, but didn't talk to those organizations about this approach first.
I'll take that as a leader of this organization, that was a misstep.
Back on Main Street, Cindy Lou Bicknell is happy police are doing something about open drug use. In recent days, she's seen the results near where she's lived for the past 3 years.
They're not coming back now because there's such a presence.
Business owner Robel Gabriel Jesus welcomes more police in the area, but points to the need for more supports.
I think the city or the province should do more towards helping homelessness, towards bridging the gap. We need more affordable homes. We need places where people can use safely.
Manitoba's Justice Minister wouldn't answer questions about when a promised supervised consumption site would open in Winnipeg. Last month, the Premier said a temporary site was expected to open in June. Alana Cole, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Meantime, a drug-dealing Hells Angel has been sentenced to more than 2 decades in prison. Damian Ryan is a gang member convicted of playing a key role in a multi-province drug trafficking scheme. He was one of 19 people arrested in a lengthy RCMP investigation in 2022. At the time of the arrest, investigators alleged Ryan was likely one of the most prolific organized crime members in Canada. The judge called him a drug kingpin and sentenced him to 24.5 years for trafficking fentanyl, meth, and cocaine. A new report on absenteeism calls for a list of changes, including more engagement of high-risk students in and out of the classroom. The Winnipeg School Division report found roughly 2,900 students were considered severely chronically absent. That's roughly 9% of the student body. It means a student is missing more than 20% of class time. One community activist says it can't be addressed through isolated interventions.
The number of children who are living in families who are on social assistance, they're all the same kids. And we need to focus and get hope and help into those families so those children are not destined for a life of poverty.
The report also stressed the need to build stronger ties between schools and community organizations. It was an opening that sparked fierce debate for years. Concerns about traffic, safety, and what effect opening Portage and Main to pedestrians would have on the city's downtown. But now, 1 year since the barricades came down, what impact did opening the iconic intersection actually have? CBC's Matt Humphrey finds out.
Why did the Winnipegger cross the road? Because they could for the first time in 47 years.
It's better, I think, for traffic flow. It seems that everyone's like I'm personally happy with it because it's more, it's easier to walk and to get around.
Well, as a driver here, no, it's been probably better, easier to get in and out around the city, downtown especially.
For a year now, you've been able to walk across Winnipeg's most famous intersection.
Traffic, I feel like still moves fairly smoothly, all things considered, which is really nice. No big impact there.
I walk to and from work every day, and Portage and Main is like directly between my work and my home, so it's very convenient for me.
Coming outside feels nice on a summer day. You know, you don't have to go on the ground. You come outside with your friends, walk across the street, go grab a coffee, tea, whatever it is you like.
Manitoba Public Insurance says it's seen slightly more collisions through the first 6 months of the year, but none have involved pedestrians. And the city says after a year of studying traffic flows, there's been little to no disruption in travel times. Even underneath in the concourse, Donovan Robinson with Popco Lab says, surprisingly, his business has been more successful.
We've seen more clients. We have the other store mate here, store down the hall, and we've just seen more traffic and more people come into the store.
He says he's always been supportive of opening the intersection.
And I think you look at every other major city and their core isn't built around cars, it's built around people. So I think it's just going to improve the downtown.
Also, many drivers appear to be giving the opening a green light.
Just got to watch the right turns. Sometimes the pedestrians, just give it a couple seconds, but that's just getting used to how it is at any other intersection. So it's been great.
It sounds like this crossing has been one worth waiting for. Matt Humphrey, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Prepare for a bit of an unsettled weekend across the province and the potential for severe thunderstorms, particularly in the west as we get through the weekend here. Another day, rinse and repeat across the province with a mix of sun and clouds and some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Today centered more so into the parkland where things have been a little bit more consistent with that thunderstorm activity throughout the afternoon hours, but still some of that falling on the eastern side of Lake Winnipeg and into parts of eastern Manitoba as well as we've progressed through the afternoon. Now, as we get into the weekend, actually, I think Saturday more so the decent day for the most part, but expect some scattered showers across southern Manitoba as we get through the day on Saturday. There is a fairly good chance of seeing some thunderstorm activity overnight into Sunday, with the potential, particularly in the west, of some of this becoming severe into the pre-dawn hours Sunday morning. Northern Manitoba looking at a hot weekend ahead for some, up to 28 degrees tomorrow afternoon in Thompson. I'll break down that weekend forecast, Brittany, and talk about that severe weather threat when I come back.
Thank you, Riley.
You're welcome.
A new exhibit set to open at the Canadian Museum for Human Rights, but not everyone is in support. We'll have more on that next. The Canadian Museum for Human Rights has unveiled a new exhibit on the Nakba. Like all the museum's exhibits, it focuses on the struggles of people facing extreme adversity. The CBC's Matt Humphrey has more.
This was also collected by my mother from a refugee camp.
Beautiful garments, family heirlooms, and symbols of Palestinian culture. For years, Rana Abdullah has been trying to bring a Nakba display to the Canadian Museum for Human Rights. Having lost her parents recently amid the current conflict, she says her mother's spirit is with her.
I just see her happy and smiling, seeing that this is what the next generation has to learn, and they have to respect us and include us as part of Canadian human rights conversations.
The 12-meter-long exhibit explores the displacement and suffering of roughly 750,000 Palestinians during the creation of Israel after the Second World War and the horrors of the Holocaust. Abdullah contributed her grandfather's house keys, saying he was never able to return.
My grandfather gave it to my mother. My mother gave it to me, and I lent it to the museum so that it's on display for future generation to learn and know about the history and the human impact of the Nakba that's ongoing.
Fouad Sayoun contributed his grandfather's property documents.
We lost our properties, we lost our bank accounts, we lost our furniture, our cars, and our identity. Not ever been able to go back until we became Canadian citizen with a passport, and we went to my hometown as a Canadian and not as a Palestinian.
It's like this is real velvet.
Abdullah's daughter, Sarah, has immersed herself in the dressmaking of her heritage.
I always wonder the story that must have gone, like the places this dress must have seen, or the terror that the woman wearing the dress must have been through. So it just carries so much of history with it.
Abdullah acknowledges the exhibit is not without its controversy, with some members of Winnipeg's Jewish community saying it's one-sided.
We are told we exaggerate, we're irrational, we're political. It's always converted to a political conversation when it's not. We're just, like in this exhibition, what you found is we tell our own story through Palestinian voices.
It'll be at the National Museum for the next 2 years, at least. Matt Humphrey, CBC News, Winnipeg.
While the exhibit is set to open Saturday, not everyone supports it. CBC News crews counted more than 100 people outside the museum in protest Friday. It's been criticized for not acknowledging the hundreds of thousands of Jewish people who were forced to flee Arab countries in the years after the establishment of Israel. And earlier this week, one of the museum board trustees resigned over the exhibit. It was an emotional day in Brandon for the parents of a 15-year-old killed while riding his bike home from school. A memorial plaque was unveiled at the spot where Antoine Sutherland was hit by a car in 2023. The plaque reads, "Drive safely." Police say when the crash happened, the driver was going twice the legal speed limit. Sutherland's dad says he hopes the plaque reminds people to slow down.
I don't want this to happen to anybody, to any family. It's just too painful to deal with. It's the hardest thing to deal with.
It's an extra difficult week for his parents, who say their son would have been graduating this week. The driver faces charges of dangerous driving causing death. The case is set to be in court in October. Municipalities digging out of the muddy mess left by May's dust storm are out of money and still haven't heard whether the province plans to help. CBC's Christopher Garreau has more.
I'm in the arm of Montcalm, where they're still digging out from a dust storm over a month ago. It takes about a day to dig a mile of this out of the ditches. Now they're hoping the province can dig them out of the financial hole.
Montcalm Reeve Paul Gilmore says the work is only about a quarter of the way done. They don't have the $2 million needed to finish the job, and over a month later are still waiting for the province to finish reviewing their disaster financial assistance application.
And it's unbudgeted, so for sure we'd have to go into reserves and deplete most of our reserves, which are held for buying, graders and that kind of stuff. So it jeopardizes our future.
Neighboring Aram of Morris Reeve, Scott Seaman says they've drained the $500,000 they moved in their budget and are only 1/3 done. Without provincial help, Morris too could be spreading the cost over years, or stop work altogether to unplug drains and ditches. Seaman spoke with CBC from his farm, where the dust storm hit his fields.
Where there's the soil's been a challenge and the water back up because of the ditches having some dirt in them. Yeah, we're hoping for the best still. That's what farming is.
Even if the RMs can find a way to keep digging, work is not as fast as it could be if they had help to hire more contractors. Without provincial financial assistance, RMs like Montcalm say it'll take well into the fall to clear these ditches of mud. That means every time it rains, there's nowhere for the water to go except into the field and onto roads. Christopher Garreau, CBC News, Montcalm.
All right, well, farmers really dealing with all sorts of things this spring and summer, and not great news for...
With, as I was showing you earlier, a little bit on the eastern side of the province as well, but pretty broadly as we get through the evening, just like last night, once we get through the early evening, the risk of thunderstorms diminishes quite substantially, but can't rule out a few scattered showers as we get through the night. Into the morning, we'll start to see some cloud cover building in. This is ahead of a bit more organized instability that will bring that severe weather threat as we get through the weekend here. So you can see the cloud cover building in. Likely seeing a few scattered showers. I mean, I think tomorrow for the most part is likely decent temperature-wise and sky-wise, but we could run into a few scattered showers or isolated thunderstorms as we get through the afternoon. But as we get through the overnight hours into Sunday, that's when things really start to fire up here, particularly in that southwestern corner of the province. I've stopped here at midnight Sunday. You can see some of that activity firing up in the southwest. Again, this is not likely to be thunderstorms everywhere, but it gives you a sense of where sort of the bullseye is as we head through the weekend here into Sunday morning, likely seeing some of that pushing into the Red River Valley. Sunday looking quite dreary, isolated showers and thunderstorms as we get through the day, ahead of a bit more instability coming as we get into the day on Monday. So the rainfall projection, this does take into account the potential where we see some of those downpours falling, and really the bullseye being that southwestern corner of the province. Temperatures very seasonal as we get through the day tomorrow. Once again, Brittany, 24 in Winnipeg, low 20s across much of the west, and up to 28 tomorrow afternoon in Thompson.
All right, thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
Well, we have much more ahead right after the break. And hopefully these showers help those flowers. Stay with us. A new study shows wait times in emergency rooms across Canada have been getting even longer. And for patients who need to be admitted, those delays can stretch for days. Jennifer Lagrassa shows us the latest data and what's behind the backlog.
Days after undergoing surgery for cancer last year, Amy Fitzgerald's 75-year-old father, Reginald, landed in a St. John's ER with complications. What unfolded next was a nearly 14-hour wait for him to get admitted.
After that experience, I would be scared, to death to have to go to an ER with someone who was that sick.
According to a new report, that's all too common across the country.
The length of time they're spending in the emergency department has increased.
Of 14.8 million ER visits in Canada between 2024 and 2025, 50% saw patients spend 4 hours or less waiting. 40% went 5 to 14 hours, and 10% involved wait times of more than 14 hours.
Across the board, though, all hospital emergency departments are facing these sorts of pressures.
When it comes to hospital admissions, 10% involved an ER wait time of 48 hours or more before an inpatient bed was available. That's 12 hours longer than 2018-2019.
There are more sick patients coming to the emergency department who are more complex.
Experts blame a long list of factors for these delays, like more older patients with a range of chronic conditions and broader system-wide issues, like a shortage of family doctors and long-term care beds, as well as long waits for tests and scans. This emergency room doctor worries about his patients.
This is not just an inconvenience. This is really a matter of life and death.
That fear, he says, is backed up by research showing patients who wait in the ER for care face a greater risk of dying.
Where we are right now is not the natural order of things.
Doctors say things can improve, but that starts with more resources and more healthcare workers. Jennifer Lagrassa, CBC News, Windsor, Ontario.
If you're waiting for a knee replacement in Manitoba, you're waiting almost longer than everyone in the country. The Canadian Institute for Health Information, or CIHI, looked at elective knee, hip, and cataract surgery wait times across the country. The province was twice as bad as the national average. New data found 1 in 10 Manitobans waiting for a knee replacement waited more than a year and a half for surgery. The Institute's lead for the project says the province is struggling to hit the benchmark.
So the number of Canadians age 85 and older grew 19% between 2019 and 2024, for example, which is almost double the growth rate of Canada's overall population. So that's contributing a lot to the increasing demand for joint replacements.
He says another factor is there aren't enough healthcare workers, such as anesthesiologists and orthopedic surgeons. U.S. Ambassador Pete Hoekstra was in Winnipeg this week. He arrived Thursday and met with Premier Wab Kinew today. A spokesperson for the Premier says the two discussed agriculture, mining, steel, energy, aerospace, and Churchill. Since his appointment by Donald Trump, Hoekstra has repeatedly accused Canada of anti-American sentiment. Mark Carney has outlined his government's plan to restore the vacant Prime Minister's residence at 24 Sussex Drive, a project that's been a political hot potato for years. So, has he found a way to avoid getting burned by the reno and its projected cost? The CBC's Ashley Burke has more on that story from Ottawa.
It's Canada's most famous fixer-upper. A rare glimpse inside what's left of 24 Sussex Drive.
I mean, it is literally stripped down to the studs and barely held together.
Rooms that once hosted royals and world leaders, now filled with asbestos warnings and rodent traps. Mark Carney called it an embarrassment and says it's now time to act.
Our core role as government is to improve the country, leave it better than we found it.
His plan to launch a design competition with the jury. The winning Canadian team would turn this into a place fit for future prime ministers.
We are absolutely delighted that a decision has been made to move forward with something. It's the not knowing and the just sitting unoccupied, which makes it the house a recipe for demolition by neglect.
Gets a little drafty here in the wintertime.
Okay.
It's been joked about for decades. Past prime ministers unwilling to take the heat and use taxpayer dollars to renovate. Carney's trying to avoid that too by crowdfunding money through a nonpartisan charity, an idea the Conservatives are skeptical about.
Every time the Liberals come up with a scheme or a program or proposal, they find ways to make their friends rich at the expense of Canadians. They have shown themselves to put themselves in conflicts of interest.
There will be a limit on how much Canadians can donate. The list of donors made public and corporations banned.
We've been holier than the Pope on this one, because the bottom line is every other building in Ottawa is being renovated and nobody's saying anything. And the Prime Minister's residence has had rats in it and asbestos, and we've done nothing.
The winner of the design competition will be selected by July 1st, 2027, but it's unclear when the construction would actually start. Carney says he won't be living here, but he's doing this work so that future prime ministers can. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
The desperate search for survivors continues in Venezuela after two powerful back-to-back earthquakes struck west of Caracas Wednesday. The government says the number of dead has risen to more than 900, with more than 3,000 injured. Teams from around the world are arriving to help with rescue efforts. Journalist Cody Weddle has the latest.
Once again, the focus has been on getting access to these people who are believed to be trapped under these piles of rubble. We have heard experts talk about a 72-hour window of opportunity. After that point, anybody trapped under these piles of rubble is very unlikely to survive. The good news is we know that some international rescue groups have started to arrive in the country. So the hope here is that with the manpower and the heavy machinery that they bring along with them, they will be able to get access to those folks. And we know there are people still trapped under this debris because we have heard them crying out for help. And some people have already been pulled out alive from these piles of debris. Another concern for so many people is that this earthquake damaged so much of the infrastructure. They are afraid to go back in their homes. Their homes or apartment buildings have visible cracks in them. So they're afraid to go back into their houses, and many people are even sleeping on the streets in tents nearby their homes or even in public parks and plazas. We know the government has opened shelters around the country in public schools and public buildings for those people who need access to a shelter. Another concern are the hospitals and the clinics. They were already going through a bad state before this. We know there are shortages of medicines. Many of the clinics are already filling up, especially in the coastal town of La Guaira. Most patients are now being transported to the capital of Caracas. Many other people in Venezuela who were not directly affected today doing what other people have been doing around the world. That is collecting supplies, collecting materials to send around the country to help those who have been affected by this tragedy. But again, the focus now continues to be getting access to those folks who are believed to be still trapped in that rubble. Cody Weddle for CBC News, Bogota.
Well, this has been another day of scorching heat across Europe. Analysts say 150 million people across the continent are experiencing temperatures into the high 30s today. Take a look at these infrared pictures in Italy. Climate activists used thermal cameras to record the unbearable heat for people who work outdoors. Surface temperatures were captured at nearly 80 degrees Celsius. In France, almost 60 deaths have been connected to this heat wave. Emergency services have been stretched thin, and some countries are struggling to cope. From laptops to gaming consoles, electronics are suddenly getting a whole lot more expensive. The CBC's Rukhsar Ali has a possible culprit behind the surge in prices.
The price of memory chips has skyrocketed over recent months. So if you're in the market for new tech, get ready for some sticker shock. Apple just hiked prices on iPads and computers. The iMac alone up $400. Apple blames the rapid expansion of AI data centers, and experts are taking notice.
This is very, very unusual. I haven't seen anything quite like this.
The companies that make memory chips have prioritized producing them for data centers, creating a shortage for consumer electronics.
They're going after the most valuable parts of the market.
London Drugs, which sells high-end electronics, says it first noticed issues back in January with thumb drives and memory cards.
We knew at that point in time it was going to start to trickle down.
Gaming systems are getting more expensive too. Microsoft just announced Xbox console prices are going up by at least $100 US worldwide. In April, Sony raised PS5 prices by at least 140 Canadian. And come this fall, a Nintendo Switch 2 will cost an extra $50. At this gaming shop in Calgary, owner Jordan Legault is hearing about it.
A lot of customers are surprised when they come in to find out that, hey, I want to buy a new PS5, but now it's more expensive than what it was like 6 years ago.
Do you know when this came out? And the high price tags aren't going anywhere. Micron, one of the big 3 chip makers, expects this shortage to last at least through 2027. As prices keep going up for newer products, Legault suggests leaning into nostalgia.
The retro market is huge. It's, we're growing. Most people don't want to spend, $875 to $1,100 on a new PS5. Then they come get a used PS4, which is like $120, right?
While used might work for some, if you really need something new, whether computer or console, you might need to upgrade your budget. Roxara Lee, CBC News, Calgary.
Well, it's graduation time for students across the province. But what comes next? We chat with some graduates ahead. Stay with us. High school graduates across Manitoba are celebrating this month and throwing their caps into the air. For many, it's bittersweet as they prepare for what's next and reflect on how they got there. The CBC's Rosanna Hempel brings us one student story.
This is one of Gus Moore's favorite places to be, commanding the beat with his drumsticks.
Whenever I listen to music, I always feel it. So like feeling the beat as I'm playing, just kind of, it feels good. Just knowing that other people are relying on me, it makes the music feel special.
This 18-year-old honor roll student credits his bandmates and teachers with helping him excel in academics and music. Steve Hamilton is Moore's teacher.
So when he first came in, he couldn't even hold the drumsticks properly, and he really got that happening. And they just had a big rock band show recently, and he really was punching on the groove really hard.
Moore is among about 130 graduates at John Taylor Collegiate in Winnipeg who paid one last visit to their elementary and middle schools this week. Kids cheered them on during the grad walks as they bid a bittersweet farewell.
It's exciting, but also kind of scary. Hopefully, eventually, I'll be a teacher, and I'm not sure if it's music or math yet, but music is definitely going to be a part of my future.
In Niverville, one grade 12 student also isn't taking her education or high school graduation for granted. Sarina Jaffari left Afghanistan for India as a refugee in 2018 before settling in Canada last July.
It was amazing. I felt that I can breathe, and I've been dreaming to go to somewhere where I have my own identity.
With help from mentors and teachers in the last 12 months, this 19-year-old has showcased her culture and experiences through charcoal drawings and paintings.
I decided to paint our national sport in Afghanistan.
Her artwork is now on display at the nearby arena. Jaffari hopes to continue her studies at university after a gap year. Her graduation from high school already means so much to her family.
My mom never got to graduate, so I'm happy to make them feel proud.
As graduates celebrate in cap and gown, these students have hope for the future and their graduating class.
There may be classes that you don't like or having a really hard time with, and if you just stick with it and get through it,
the sense of accomplishment will be worth it. Rosanna Hempel, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Many grade 12 students graduating this week are coming home with high marks. But some experts say it has less to do with academic excellence than with what's being called grade inflation. Deanna Sumanik-Johnson with how that became a trend and why it might hurt more than help young adults.
University of Waterloo.
Perfect.
And then they wrote me a little letter.
Her grades were good enough to get her into her program of choice, but Mabel Winter worries that she benefited from grade inflation.
In my favorite class, actually, I finished with a 96, and I'm kind of like, well, did I actually deserve that because everybody else in the class also has a similar grade?
The practice of awarding students 90% plus marks in the final year of high school really sped up during the pandemic, experts say, when school boards decided to mark more leniently or omit exams, all in an attempt to compensate for the overall disruptions to student learning.
Some programs in universities now have as many as 30, 40, even 50% of students of their incoming class has a 95% average or higher.
But that short-term morale boost is having long-term consequences.
Then they're in university first year and they're taking perhaps very difficult courses, and they go from a 95% to a 60% or even lower than that. So it's a psychological shock.
But grade inflation can also happen in university. Harvard faculty recently noted that in some classes, 60% of students were getting A's. So they adopted a policy that only 20% of students in any class can get that top mark.
As grades have gotten higher and higher, people have come to the feeling that high grades are something that has been earned.
Grade inflation differs from high school to high school, so some Canadian universities even use a formula to work that out, meaning that a 95% average at one school could be seen as no better than an 80% average at another. Deanna Sumanek-Johnson, CBC News, Toronto.
Well, a pretty nice day to get outside if you had a chance, or if you're taking the dog out tonight, or even the cats, a nice time for a cat nap outside.
Rolling in the garden, rolling in the sandbox.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect day.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at things a little bit more unsettled, Brittany, as we head into the weekend. So if you can get out tonight, do it, because I mean, temperatures are going to be quite lovely across much of the south. We are seeing some thunderstorms. I'll walk you through that in just a moment here, but let's do Feline Friday. I've got a couple for you here. First, Callie, who has been really itching for some of the warmer weather. So we hope you're enjoying what we're getting now. Thank you, Edna, for sending this picture. And Pablo, who's named because of a little mustache that you can see there. Unfortunately, Pablo's people didn't include their name on the email. So if that's yours, cute. Talkback at cbc.ca is where you can send yours. Unsettled through the weekend. Looking at things, actually, I think quite decent tomorrow. Up to 24 degrees. Will be a bit windy at times. And there is that chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm as we get through the afternoon hours tomorrow, but more so overnight into Sunday morning. As expected, just like the last couple of days, we are seeing some scattered thunderstorm activity, some scattered showers pushing across eastern parts of the province. This one that's kind of over the Lorette area that you'll see in just a moment likely will graze Winnipeg in the next hour or so. But there has been a bit more organized activity pushing through the parkland. The main threats being some small hail and some downpours, especially in a region that doesn't really need any more rain at all. We are seeing some of that push through into the evening hours tonight. We'll see that dying off as we get into the early evening, and then things really ramp up as we get into the weekend here. So 27 degrees, 26.7 in the city right now. A light southerly wind. You can see some of the cloud cover off in the horizon right there. 24 in Brandon at the moment. Dauphin's at 20 degrees. Thompson at 25. Gillam at 27. We are looking at a hot weekend ahead, at least for the first half for parts of northern Manitoba. I'll walk you through those numbers in just a moment. Overnight temperatures around 15 degrees in southern Manitoba. Once we get into the evening, that chance of a scattered shower diminishes. Then we're into a partly cloudy sky overnight. 12 in Thompson, 13 in Gillam. That's fairly consistent across northern Manitoba. But have a look at some of these numbers. 28s, 29s through the north tomorrow. Mainly sunny skies. Could be a few isolated showers, particularly on the northeastern side of the province, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. But the temperatures warmer than seasonal by several degrees for this time of the year in northern Manitoba. Bit of a different story in the south. We'll see some of that cloud cover pushing through as we get through the day tomorrow, looking at mainly cloudy skies by the time we get into the afternoon, likely seeing some scattered showers. Brittany, some isolated thunderstorms can be expected. And like I said, the potential for that severe weather overnight into Sunday morning.
Thank you, Riley.
You're welcome.
Getting muddy while caring for your mental health. Well, it isn't only for men. It's called throttle therapy, and now a group of women intends to rev their engines too. CBC's Jura McElwraith explains.
Getting muddy while raising awareness for your mental health isn't just for men anymore. Cowgirls Mud Racing is opening its first chapter in Ontario with a focus on women's mental health while riding ATVs. It comes a year after Cowboys Mud Racing began in southeast Manitoba, providing throttle therapy. Alyssa Sorensen saw the need to include women.
And just like the guys, it is about that throttle therapy. So it is a huge release where it's okay. I can get out there, and it's such a supportive community that it's okay for me to just scream and yell or just completely break down and cry. And everyone's so encouraging. And I think that's the biggest part of the mental health, is having that support.
Sorensen says while she needed more time to set up the chapter in Manitoba, her husband and founder of Cowboys Mud Racing, Ryan Ward, approached Mel Smith in Ontario. Smith has been riding ATVs for 8 years and says she was happy to bring the program to her province.
It doesn't matter what is going on in life, whether it's just a bad week, a great week, financial trouble, relationship trouble, whatever it is, as soon as you get on that ATV, whether you're in the mud, in the bush, on the trail, that throttle therapy just releases everything.
Sorensen hopes the group can also raise awareness for domestic violence and human trafficking. Ward says he's happy to see the women's group find their own focus.
We wanted them to stand up for what was right. And so to see how they've been doing that, you know, for women who have been trafficked and women who have gone through domestic situations, domestic violence, again, has just been really cool to watch.
Sorensen wants to get the Manitoba chapter up and running in spring 2027. Jura McElwraith, CBC News, near St. Pierre-Jolie.
Still ahead, she's been helping kids get to school for decades. The storied career of one crossing guard in our daily lift. Stay with us.
All right, let's have a look at your 7-day forecast and things looking a bit unsettled as we get through the weekend here. So Saturday, pretty decent. We'll see some cloud cover, likely some peaks of sunshine, and just like today, a chance of an isolated shower or a thunderstorm. Things get a bit interesting, particularly overnight into Sunday morning. That's when we, I think, have the best potential of seeing some severe weather across southern Manitoba. But nonetheless, likely seeing some showers and some isolated thunderstorms through the day on Sunday, lasting into Monday. And then have a look at some of the numbers as we get into the middle of next week here. Heat and humidity crank up toward the middle of the week, up to 31 for Thursday and 30 for next Friday. I have a weather video for you tonight. How about this? Alan sending this picture of this mama deer and her foal from Miami, Manitoba. Send yours, videos and pictures, to talkback at cbc.ca. Imagine having the same job for more than 40 years, outside, no matter the weather, standing on the very same street corner every day with a smile.
Always with a smile. That's what life has been for one crossing guard on Prince Edward Island until now. Taylor O'Brien has our daily lift.
Teresa Junker has been a crossing guard at this intersection for 42 years, longer than some of the teachers at Parkdale Elementary have been alive. And now she's retiring.
I can't believe it's at an end. I'm going to miss it. I really am. I'm going to miss it.
Junker has been keeping kids safe at Palmer's Lane and Vic Campbell Boulevard for so long that some parents remember when she was their crossing guard. She says she loves it. The kids, teachers, and staff, and the students are like her grandchildren.
I know all the kids. You know, I don't necessarily know their names, but I know them.
Happy last day of school. Junker became a crossing guard in 1984. She applied through City Hall and has been doing it ever since.
Having someone show up and always be so positive and cheerful in the mornings, like I said, rain, snow, shine, I think that's a really important role to be highlighted.
Junker is 77 years old. Her husband is retired, and she says it's time to do some traveling. But she says she'll be back to visit once in a while.
I just love it, and I loved everybody in that building, and I still do.
Taylor O'Brien, CBC News, Charlottetown.
I love that, and I love that the parents remember having her as a crossing guard as well when they were growing up.
I was just thinking, we're almost at the point where the kids who were born are going to be in the year I graduated.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I know.
Happy graduation.
That didn't come out right, but you know what I mean.
Have a great weekend. See you next week.